1883. The eruption of Krakatoa volcano was one of the biggest eruptions ever happened on Earth. I personally grew up in a country where volcanic eruptions are common, Indonesia, which is also where the Krakatoa volcanic eruption had taken place. This afternoon, I'm gonna tell you about an event that happened in 1883. This was not an event that anyone would cherish about, but remember, this was also not a political event yet got the world's attention. This is a tragedy, or should I say, a world-shocking event. A tragedy of Krakatoa volcanic eruption that changed the world forever. Right now I'm gonna start by giving you the idea of how big the volcano was and where it is, and followed by the timeline. The sources written on the screen help me get information about the timeline of the eruption. And George Pararas, he's a researcher in the Hawaiian Institute for Geophysics and in University of Hawaii. And then Stephen Swignessy is a best-selling New York Times author who used to write about history. And the last source is it's a documentary movie by the BBC. The Krakatoa volcano is located in its own island in the Sunda Strait between the island Java and Sumatra. So this is where the volcano is located. And its height before the eruption was 2,600 feet above sea level. And after its inactivity for over 200 years, the volcano became alive. And then initial eruptions can be heard about 100 miles by people, but that was just the beginning. On the day of the eruption, on 26 August 1883, gigantic eruption began to happen. The first gigantic eruption happened at 5:07 p.m. and then followed by 3 more gigantic eruptions. The next morning at 5:03, 6:44, and 10:02, bigger eruptions happened. The magnitude of the volcano was scaled as 6, from a scale of 1 to 8. Let me give you a picture of how big the eruption was. According to World Nuclear Association, the Hiroshima bombing had a yield of 16 kilotons of TNT, which Krakatoa eruption had 16,000 kilotons of TNT, which means it is 1,000 bigger than Hiroshima bombing. And it was the biggest sound ever recorded on Earth. Was big enough to destroy the eardrums of people relatively close to the volcanic island. And it was heard 3,000 miles in Australia, and it was also heard in Madagascar. So from here to here, here to here. And the big eruption created several tsunami waves, which killed more than 36,000 people living in the coastal towns. This is the map after the eruption. The eruption blew up the whole northern part of the island. And according to Simon Winchester, a journalist in National Geographic, the sun became dark for 18 months. The fruits didn't ripen. The wine tastes like sour grapes. And everyone thought they will never see the sun again. The midday sun in South America was blue, and Hawaii was green. This is a painting by Edward Munch, which was predicted, showing to the red blood sky in Europe after the eruption. According to George Pararas, a researcher in the Hawaii Institute, the global temperature became lowered up to 34 Fahrenheit, which according to the research in the University of Copenhagen, which had left a clear fingerprint on the ice cores of Greenland. Weather patterns continue to be chaotic. Now that you know, having no sun does not only happen in movies, and Krakatoa volcanic eruption had leave a clear impact in our Earth and atmosphere. And it is not over yet. A new volcano grew after the eruption, and it's called Anakrakatoa. Krakatau, which means it's the child of Krakatoa. And it keeps growing according to the movie BBC. It keeps growing at a rate of 5 meters per year and is now twice big as the size of the original volcano. And if it's going to erupt, no one knows how big it's going to be. Thank you.